You know what follows when you work hard in a place like this? He counted them off. More work, more overtime, and someone's going to resent you. He said it like a joke. It wasn't a joke. You hear about that guy? Stepped in for someone's presentation and got the manager's attention just like that. Isn't that going to be a problem? I stood in the stall, completely still. That's exactly the problem. You did what you were told, but you did it too well. I found that out in one single week. Here's something nobody tells you when you start a new job. Work hard, you get noticed. Get noticed, you get compared. Get compared, someone gets uncomfortable. And once that happens, hard work stops being a virtue. It becomes a threat. April. The company announced its restructuring, layoffs, transfers, contract terminations. I wasn't on the list. I survived. But surviving didn't feel like winning. I watched people pack their desks. Colleagues I worked with yesterday, gone by lunch. The company is like that. Yesterday's teammate becomes today's stranger. I felt relieved and guilty at the same time. After the reshuffle, work got redistributed. Fewer people, same workload. My manager said it plainly in a meeting. Everyone's going to have to pick up some slack for a while. I got assigned an extra portfolio, client management, the exact work the person who just left used to handle. When I got back to my desk, there was a stack of handover documents waiting. I sighed, but I didn't say anything. They say in companies like this, when they give you more work, it means they trust you. I wondered if that was true, or if it just meant I was someone they could push more onto. I couldn't tell the difference. Second week of April, team meeting, client contract renewals on the agenda. Park, the guy who sits next to me, was supposed to present. That morning, he said he wasn't feeling well, asked me to step in. 30 minutes to prepare. The slides were his. I had to relearn the content from scratch. Meeting time came. I walked into the conference room. My manager, 2 executives, heavy atmosphere. I pulled up the deck and started talking. My hands were shaking, but I said what I knew. And when I didn't know something, I said that too. One executive stopped me midway. What's the basis for these cost reduction numbers? I looked at the slide. Park's numbers. No supporting data underneath. I could have made something up, estimated, guessed. I didn't. I'll need to verify that section. I'll have it confirmed before the next meeting. The executive nodded. No one pushed back. Meeting over. Walking out, my manager caught up, tapped my shoulder. Good job, especially given the short notice. Then, next time, same thing. Thanks in advance. I bowed my head, said thank you, and then I felt it. Eyes, from behind me. I turned around. Park was standing there. His expression was difficult to read. He smiled, sort of. Then he looked away first. And in that moment, something had shifted between us. Something I couldn't name yet. Lunch, me and young Suo, same cafeteria. He noticed immediately. You look off today. What happened? I told him everything. The presentation, Park stepping back, the praise. Young Suo listened, nodded slowly. Then he said one word. Careful. What do you mean? When you do well in someone else's spot, it stops being a compliment. It becomes a threat. Think about it from Park's side. Someone else just did his job, better than he expected. How does that feel? I pushed my food around. But I just did what I was asked to do. Young Suo shook his head. That's exactly the problem. You did what you were told, but you did it too well. In a company like this, If you outperform the person who asked you to help, the person who asked starts feeling like they're losing ground. I put my chopsticks down. My appetite was gone. After that, things got awkward with Park. We talked about work. That was it. No small talk, no lunch together, no casual remarks at the end of the day. I thought about reaching out, suggesting lunch, breaking the ice, but I didn't. I was afraid it would make things worse. So I told myself, just let time pass. It didn't get better. One afternoon, I was in the bathroom. Voices drifted in from the hallway. "You hear about that guy? Stepped in for someone's presentation and got the manager's attention just like that. Isn't that going to be a problem?" I stood in the stall, completely still. The voices faded. The door closed. I came out, looked in the mirror. My face was pale. I didn't do anything wrong, so why does it feel like I did? That afternoon, my manager called me into his office. "Things have been a little tense in the team lately. Don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing." I asked what he meant. He said it simply. When someone works hard, there will always be people who get jealous. If you let that stop you, you stop working. So just keep your head down, do your job, quietly. I nodded, but his words didn't comfort me. They confirmed something I didn't want to hear. Working hard doesn't just earn you praise, it earns you enemies. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept going back to the same thought. Every kid grows up hearing it. Work hard, do your best, good things will follow. I believed that. I believed it all the way up to this week. But here's the part nobody warns you about. In a company, doing your best isn't always the smartest move. If you're good at something, maybe you're not supposed to show it. But is that smart? Or is that giving up? That weekend, I met young Suo for drinks. I laid everything out. Park, the rumor, my manager's words, everything I'd been thinking about all week. Young Suo listened, then sighed. That's just how it works. So what am I supposed to do? Do well, but don't let it show too much. Get results, but don't make anyone feel threatened. Get recognized, but don't get resented. Is that even possible? He laughed. That's why everyone just does enough. Enough. Not too much, not too little. I hated that word. But underneath the frustration, I understood why people choose it. Monday, back to the office. Park and I made eye contact across the room. He nodded first. Awkward. But it was something. I nodded back. At lunch, he asked if I wanted to eat together. I said yes. We talked about work. It wasn't comfortable, not like before, but it was okay. Park said, "Sorry about last week. I was being weird. Don't take it personally." I said, "It's fine. I understand." Did I mean it? I'm not sure. Did he? Probably not. But in a company like this, that's enough. One evening after that, I ran into Jung in the elevator. He looked at me. "You've been working hard lately. It shows." "Yeah, just been busy." He smiled, that deadpan smile. Then he held up 3 fingers. "You know what follows when you work hard in a place like this?" He counted them off. More work, more overtime, and someone's going to resent you. He said it like a joke. It wasn't a joke. Work, overtime, resentment. Jung's been living that cycle for over a decade, and he still smiles. I still don't know if that's strength or something else entirely. But here's what I figured out that week. Hard workers get resented because they make others feel small. When someone works hard, the people who don't feel exposed. When someone succeeds, the people who haven't feel inadequate. So they push back, not directly, through rumors, through distance, through silence. That's how this place works. I opened my notebook that night. 2 choices. 1. Do just enough. Stay invisible. Stay safe. 2. Keep going anyway. Accept the cost. I didn't have an answer yet. I kept thinking about what young Suo said. That's why everyone just does enough. Enough. I hated that word, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Is there another way? A way to do good work without making enemies? Not by hiding, not by doing less, by figuring out how this place actually works. I didn't have the answer, but I had to find it. The next morning, same routine, coffee, inbox, a nod from Park. Jung dropped a candy on my desk. This week, he said, completely serious, this is the one. Someone laughed. I laughed too. And then a new email arrived. New project, big scope, 2-month deadline. My name on it. I stared at the screen. Here we go again, but this time I'm watching more carefully. Because in this company, there's a real difference between people who actually work and people who just look like they do. And I'm about to find out which is which.